All right, pioneers, let's get right to it. The number one question on everyone's mind is migration finally happening? Well, we've been digging deep into the blockchain, and the answer is yes. But it is definitely not that simple. So let's break down the actual evidence. First things first, let's get our bearings with the market. As of February 6th, 2026, the going price for PI over on OKX was sitting at 14.6 cents. Now, this isn't a prediction, not at all, but it gives us the real-world context for everything we're about to discuss. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the official word from the team. Then, and this is the good part, we'll dive into the hard on-chain proof. After that, it's reality check time. We'll touch on those Kraken rumors, and then we'll wrap up with what you should be watching for next. Okay, so what is the PiCore team actually telling us? Let's start there, by digging into their latest announcement about unblocking the migration process. Okay, so the big headline here is this Unblocking Millions for Migration initiative. It's all about clearing these new security and compliance hurdles. But two things really jump out. First, they're testing a palm print authentication beta. That tells you they're still wrestling with the massive challenge of proving every user is a unique human. Second, they've stuck to their target for validator rewards, the end of March 2026. That is a huge date to keep circled on your calendar. All right, so that's what the team says is happening. But you know us, we don't just take their word for it. Let's move from the blog post to the hard, verifiable proof on the blockchain itself. So, we went digging on PiScan, the blockchain explorer, and what we found was pretty revealing. There's a consistent, repeatable pattern of activity. This isn't just random transactions. This is the signature, the key to proving that the migration machinery is actually switched on and running. And this is it. This is the pattern. It's a simple two-step dance that we saw happen over and over again. Step 1, the wallet named Pi Foundation 2 creates a brand new account and seeds it with exactly 1 Pi. Step 2, right after that, it sends a much bigger locked amount to that same new wallet. And these lockups have all different durations. This two-step process, happening again and again, is the smoking gun. It is definitive proof that the system is operational. So what's the verdict based on the data? It's clear. We can say with confidence that the migration distribution mechanics are active. This isn't a rumor, it's not speculation. This is what the blockchain is telling us. The system is working. But, and I can't stress this enough, this is a very, very important but. We need a serious reality check. Just because the machine is running doesn't mean the whole problem is solved. So let's talk about what this evidence doesn't tell us. Let's be super clear about what we know versus what we don't. What's confirmed, the distribution system is on and it's working. But what's still a total unknown is the scale. We have no idea what the daily user throughput is. We don't know the size of the backlog, how many people are still stuck. And because of that, there's just no way to know your personal migration timeline. And this right here, this is why the price is what it is. When we say throughput, we just mean how many migrations are actually getting done successfully day in and day out. Think of it like this. The market has seen proof that the faucet can drip. What it's waiting for now is proof that it can actually fill a bucket. The price reflects that. The market wants to see sustained throughput. It wants clarity and hard numbers from the team, and it wants to hear about way fewer people being stuck in limbo. Okay, let's switch gears for a second and address something you've all probably seen flying around: the constant chatter about a potential listing on the Kraken exchange. Now, we have a very strict rule for this kind of stuff. A claim or a rumor is unverified until we get an unambiguous public primary source confirmation from the company itself. So in this case, that means a direct announcement from Kraken. A screenshot from a friend of a friend just doesn't cut it. So for now, all that talk about Kraken, it's just noise. It's just chatter. If and only if we get an official confirmation, you can bet we will do a dedicated explainer on what that could really mean for Pi. But until then, we stick to the confirmed facts. So with all of that on the table, where do we go from here? What are the actual signs of progress that we should all be looking for to see if this is real and if it can last? Here are the 3 big things to keep your eyes on. First, watch that Pi Foundation 2 wallet. Is the distribution consistent and steady, or is it just happening in short, random bursts? Second, listen to the community. Do the reports of people being stuck start to go down? And third, will the core team finally give us some hard numbers, actual stats on migration rates? These are the real indicators of momentum.
So, based on those things we just talked about, we can map out a few ways this could go. Our base case, which we're putting at a 55% chance, is the distribution keeps going, but clearing that backlog is a slow, grinding process. The bull case, about a 25% shot, is that throughput really ramps up and things get better fast. And the bear case, about a 20% chance, is that progress stalls out again.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? We now have concrete evidence that the machine works. The question is, can that machine deliver real, sustained throughput at scale? The answer to that is going to define the entire next chapter for the Pi network. Thanks for joining this explainer.